My name is Dr. Chhavi Gaur and I am going to explain the topic phase rule. To know about the phase rule, first we will have to know about the different basics of this phase rule. The first one is phase. What is phase? It is a homogeneous part of system which is mechanically separable and bounded by a definite surface. For example, this is the example in which ice is in equilibrium with water and water is in equilibrium with vapor. This is a three-phase system because all these three, solid, liquid and gas, are mechanically separable. Next is component. It is represented by C and it is the minimum number of components which can be used to express the system. For example, ice is in equilibrium with water, water is in equilibrium with vapor. All these can be expressed by the H2O. So it is a one component system. Now the degree of freedom, it is represented by F, and degree of freedom is the minimum number of variables such as pressure, temperature and concentration which must be specified in order to define the system completely. For example, ice is in equilibrium with water, water is in equilibrium with vapor. This is at a fixed temperature 0.0098 degrees Celsius and fixed pressure 4.58 mm of mercury. So all variables are fixed, so degree of freedom is 0 and we can say that it is a non-variant system. Now we come to the point phase rule. It was given by J.W. Gibbs in 1875 for the study of heterogeneous equilibria. In a heterogeneous system, if equilibrium is not affected by the pressure, temperature and concentration, if equilibrium is affected by pressure, temperature and concentration and it is not affected by gravitational, magnetic and surface action, at that time this relationship between phase, number of component and degree of freedom is given by the equation F equal to C minus P plus 2. Now what is the application of this phase rule? We will study it in application of phase rule to the water system. Water system is a one component system and in this system there are four possible equilibriums. Liquid is in equilibrium with vapor. Second one, liquid is in equilibrium with solid. Third one, solid is in equilibrium with vapor. And the fourth one, solid is in equilibrium with liquid and liquid is in equilibrium with vapor. So we can express the water system in these four possible combinations of equilibrium. Now we will study this phase rule and phase diagram of water system. This is the application of water system, or we can say application of phase rule to the water system. It is a one component system and it is a phase diagram of water system in which this is the graph between the pressure and the temperature. There are several curves and areas in this phase diagram. There are three stable curves, OA, OC and OB, one metastable curve OA dash and different areas like AOB, AOC and BOC. We will study them one by one. The first curve is, we can say that OA curve. This is the OA curve. This curve represents the equilibrium between liquid water and water vapor and it is known as vaporization curve. Now as we see from picture that here is a liquid water and here is a water vapor. So this curve represents the equilibrium between liquid water and water vapor. Now what is the degree of freedom? We can calculate it. F equal to C minus P plus 2. This curve has two phases, so we put the value of 2 in place of P and it is a one component system. So we can calculate that the degree of freedom is 1 and so it is a univariant system. Next curve is OC. This is the OC curve and this is known as melting point curve or fusion curve. As the diagram shows that this curve shows the equilibrium between ice and liquid water. Again the degree of freedom is 1, so it is also a univariant system because it has two phases and one component. Now the next one is OB curve, sublimation curve. This is known as sublimation curve of ice and this curve represents the equilibrium between ice and water vapor and again the degree of freedom is 1, so it is also a univariant system. So we can say that all the curves are univariant in nature and we require the temperature or pressure to define the system completely. This is OA dash curve, and this is known as metastable curve because it is unstable in nature, and this curve represents the equilibrium between water and vapor. Now, it is possible to cool water below its freezing point without separation of ice, and this curve represents that state only. But it is very unstable in nature, so it is known as metastable curve because even the slight disturbance in the condition changes the supercooled water to ice, and this curve OA dash will merge into this curve OB. Now there are different areas. This is one area OAC, this is another area AOB, and this is another area OBC. This OBC area represents the ice, OAC area represents the liquid water, and this OAB area represents the water vapor. Because here only the one phase is present, so in all these areas the degree of freedom is 2. When we put the value P equal to 1 and component equal to 1, then we get the result F equal to 2. So it is a bivariant system. Temperature and pressure both are required to define the system completely. And the last one is triple point O. At this triple point, OA, OB and OC all are meet together, and all the three phases ice, liquid water and water vapor are at equilibrium at this point O. And we can calculate the degree of freedom 0, F equal to C minus P plus 2, all the three phases are present, so we put the value 3 in place of P, and we know that it is a one component system, so we put the value 1 in place of C, and we get the result F equal to 0. So it is a non-variant or invariant system because we know that at triple point both are fixed. Temperature is 0.0098 degrees Celsius and the pressure is 4.58 mm of mercury. So we don't require any variable to define the system completely. That's all. Thank you.